I too would thank you for coming on this beautiful afternoon. It's always nice to have a crowd for these events, and we've been very fortunate to attract our good friends of the university for the announcement about the NCAA and the Northern Sun, new football coach about a year ago, and now our two new family affair volleyball coaches. So thank you for being here. We like to speak of the University of Sioux Falls as being a big family. And we're kind of taking that to a new level with the hiring of Joel and Andrea McCartney as our head coach and assistant volleyball coach. The hiring of Joel and Andrea is indicative of an investment that the university is making with our student athletes. Being a part of the Division II is really about creating a great experience for student athletes. And we believe that we're about to do that in the sport of volleyball. Joel's one-loss record is simply incredible, and we felt that folks in the press and the media, student athletes that are here, members of our university team needed to know that. I know it's in the past, but I just want to talk a little bit about some of his accomplishments. His one-loss record throughout his career is 344 wins and 155 losses, and that puts him in the top 25 coaches in the United States in volleyball in all divisions. That's really incredible. But just 8 months ago, Joel was on the sidelines, I think you call it the sideline, don't you? Or on the court, volleyball court, at the University of Georgia in Athens, Georgia, and now today at the University of Sioux Falls. And we thought that that was big news. Joel was hired to turn the program around at Georgia and was there 4 years, and I believe he had done that. He amassed a record that was 62 and 55 at the University of Georgia. Less than a year ago, big wins over schools like Alabama and Tennessee and Mississippi State, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Wake Forest, great institutions. But Florida hired a new athletic director, and he came in and in some ways made a change for the volleyball program. And while nobody rejoices over that, we wouldn't be here today if that wasn't done. And so we're honored and happy to welcome the McCartneys here to the University of Sioux Falls. We believe we've hired a great team of coaches, both husband and wife. One would think that the experience at Georgia that Joel had would be the thing that's the story, but it's really not. What the story is that this couple has been involved in volleyball for a long time. Andrea, as a player, first played for Joel at Bellevue University, and then at several stops along the way worked as a paid assistant coach at Bellevue, Winthrop, and now the University of Sioux Falls. And Joel's background, not only at Georgia, but Winthrop University, Bellevue, but also the University of Oklahoma, which would make our athletic director proud, but also Eastern Kentucky, I think it was, and a couple stops along the way. But a great background in coaching volleyball, and also they're both very accomplished players. Joel played professional volleyball in Sweden and throughout Europe. Andrea played professional volleyball in Nebraska, which I didn't know that they had, but congratulations on that. And they probably can still get out there and mix it up with our student athletes. And so we think that that's going to be a good advantage for the program. Joel is a native of Papillion, Nebraska, and Andrea is a native of Kansas City. The newest coaching couple for the University of Sioux Falls have 2 children. They're here with us. Kate, would you wave to us? Kate is 7 years old, and son James. James is about to go into kindergarten. And also next to Kate and James are Joel's parents joining us. We're glad that you're both here. USF will find out next week that we have been advanced to the final year of the NCAA. I say that with my fingers crossed, but every indication is that we will hear that from the NCAA. We won't hold a press conference, but I'll just give you a heads up that we're expecting the good news from the NCAA on July 11th. And we'll have our final year of independent status as an NCAA Division II school all next year. and then joined the Northern Sun Conference in the following year in the fall of 2012. In all of our sports, playing a conference schedule, except the one sport that's not offered by the Northern Sun, and that's men's soccer. We have a great volleyball conference in the Northern Sun that we're going into. Last year, as far as the teams that placed, Southwest Minnesota State was second, Wayne State, Nebraska was third, Minnesota Duluth, and Mankato State. And then the team that's won the National Division II Championship for the past 4 years in a row is from the conference, Concordia University. Joel and Andrea know those statistics very well. And so, without further ado, I want to introduce you to USF's new coaching couple, volleyball team of Joel McCartney and Andrea McCartney.
Well, thank you very much, Mark, and we are certainly blessed and feel very grateful for the opportunity to be leading this program and next coaches here at the University of Sioux Falls. And it has been somewhat of an extensive journey getting here, but the process from start to finish and looking at this particular position was not extensive. It was very quick. By storm. So I was meeting with some of the players here in the back prior to this press conference, and we're still kind of floating. Heads are spinning a little bit, and but we are very excited to be here, and certainly thankful for the opportunity. Thanks to Mark again, but not not just Mark, but also Julie and Brett and Willie, who are all part of the selection committee. We feel very honored to be selected. We know there were some quality candidates looking at this position, and again, just feel very blessed and fortunate that we're here in this seat today. There were also some wonderful people that we met here, and quite honestly, as Andrea and I discussed this opportunity, actually alongside another opportunity that we were afforded last week, what really struck us most about this university and leading the future of this program were the people that we met. And it sounds cliche, but it was so very true in this case. And so we discussed, just everyone that we had met, and on the interview process, talked with faculty, had a wonderful meeting with them. Another great meeting with administrators. There was lunch at that meeting, so that was really good. And then just a wonderful meeting with other head coaches. And as we discussed that and the people that we had met in that short period of time, we were so very impressed, and it made a very obvious impression, a positive impression on us. We prayed over this opportunity and feel like this is a place we're being led now, and we are very excited to be able to take this program where it is right now and move it forward with this new and exciting movement in the Northern Sun Conference. We were back in the room over here before the press conference, and Mark was talking about, hey, you got a year to kind of sit back and relax and get tied into the community and that kind of thing, and then we get up here at the table and he starts talking about how we need to win the conference, and they know all those statistics. And what changed? But no, we have a lot to learn. We have not coached at the Division II level, but we're excited about that, and we know we're getting into probably the premier conference in Division II for women's volleyball. And so very excited to be coaching at that level, and still we are very green, and we'll rely on the coaching cadre here at the university to help guide us through the ins and outs of things. We had a wonderful session with some of the head coaches here. I appreciate some of those folks being here today. So thank you all for being here. shows great support for the university and for this athletic program, and specifically for our volleyball program. And it's kind of fun to say our volleyball program. So we're excited to be here, and certainly can, fan rails, say a few words. Otherwise, I'll get in trouble if I don't. And we'll be happy to answer any questions.
Probably the most successful stint that Joel had as a coach was when Andrea was on the payroll at Winthrop University, where they won 5 championships, 5 Big South Conference championships. And 2 of those seasons, they were undefeated in conference, which is nearly impossible in the sport of volleyball. But and 3 years were undefeated. Thank you for correcting me. 2 would have been good enough. So. Any questions that you would have?